The resilient Jenkins are only getting worse after being kicked out of their one-bedroom apartment as a family of 7, as their father Drew has recently left. This obviously leaves Stephanie as the now only parent in the motel room that they all live in. Now, like many other videos on this channel, I've got a couple of videos on this topic already, so if you're all interested in the context or why these people aren't deserving of as much sympathy as you may think based on that description, then I'd recommend you give those a watch. I just want to make it clear off the bat that this video, as well as every other video I've made on this family, is not to demean poor people in any way, shape, or form. It's just sort of me pointing out why and how exactly this family in particular are straight up horrible. And that obviously does not pertain to the whole family. I'm only talking about the two parents here. And the main reason for this is that they are very much to blame for a lot of the situation that they are in, and there are very preventable, easy things that they could have done and continue to, like, be able to do that could prevent them being in such a horrible position for their children, mainly. Like, that's the main issue here. If they were just affecting themselves and putting themselves in less than ideal situations, it'd be whatever, right? But because there's 5 children involved, one of them's like a proper, like an actual baby, yeah, it becomes a lot worse, a lot less forgivable. But you know what, guys, if you're not up to speed, then don't you worry, because we'll get you back up to speed in a couple of minutes or so. But before that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I see you. I'm looking at you not subscribed, Jessica. So hurry up and get on that, or live to regret it. Now, if your name actually is Jessica, and you're not subscribed after that terrifying speech I've just given, then I really don't know what I can tell you to convince you or send you the other way. So I'm just going to assume that every Jessica on the planet is now subscribed to my channel, but the rest of you should definitely hop along too, for the record. Anyways, let's have a look at what the resilient Jenkins have been up to since my last video on them, and we'll start with just some sort of regular TikTok videos before we get into the catastrophic dad leaving stuff. So what better place to start than one of the videos that got them so popular to begin with, a cooking video. These transitions are like right out of a PowerPoint presentation that you give when you're like 10 years old in school. You could honestly give the most mute, horrible presentation, most boring sort of topic ever, but if you include a couple of them, there was one like paper airplane one which was sick, then that redeems the whole thing. I remember when I was in school, people would use those transitions, but they would purposefully make each transition like 30 seconds, like painstakingly long, just so that we had to do less work during class, and also because it was hilarious and it made everyone laugh every time. But onto the content of the video itself, I guess it should be said here that I actually do appreciate how the resilient Jenkins do cook for their children. You know, in terms of making food, what they do is actually rather impeccable. They cook for their children better than most parents who are affluent and privileged cook for their children. And I do genuinely think that that is something to be admired. So I think, you know, we should make that clear before we talk about why they're so horrible. And again, for those who aren't up to speed or don't know anything about this situation, just to make it clear to you, this family did not have 5 children and then find themselves in a poverty-stricken situation. They were always poor, but the mother was just so transfixed, so focused on becoming a TikTok star that she would have as many children as she felt necessary to achieve TikTok stardom. And obviously, having a higher number of children whilst being at a certain level of poorness is more sensationalizing and more likely to garner attention online. If you go over to the resilient Jenkins' earliest videos, it's essentially just her sat in front of a camera begging for attention on TikTok. And I don't mean begging as in like doing a cringe video or a cringe dance trend. No, it is literally her sat there going, I really want to be famous on TikTok. Please God, make me famous on TikTok. It's not really about being a mother for her, at least optically. It's just about being a big TikTok mum. And being a TikTok mum and a mum are very different things. So when they only had 4 children, they lived in like a 1-bedroom apartment. And I'm sure we can all agree, when you live in a 1-bedroom apartment and you're like barely able to pay rent, and your husband is also completely jobless. He details car tires for a living. That's like a total side hustle hobby thing that you might do if you're already successful. But no, that is his like main thing that he's trying to make a business out of or whatever. Like, it's a whole load of horse jockey. But the point is, when they had 4 children in that horrible situation that I really don't envy them for, they decided to consciously have another child. Not by accident or anything, no, they actively went and had another one. For what I can assume, once again, was just to get attention on TikTok. And she has displayed a lot of interest in having more children, by the way. Like, this is not where it ends for her. I don't think they would do it now, though, because, well, supposedly he's left the family, but we'll get to that later. And also, they live in, like, a motel room now, as far as I'm aware, so I don't think even they would think, yeah, you know what? Let's make another one. There was also something else in this video that we just watched. The text, it was difficult to read because of the white text and the white background, but they talk about how, well, she talks about how every cent made in this video will be donated to Gaza to help feed people in Gaza. And I personally am not a fan of when influencers say they are donating to Gaza or they are trying to help people in Gaza. Not because it's a bad cause or anything, I don't think that at all, but because I personally much prefer it, and I think it is almost a moral obligation to state the name of the charity that you are donating said money to, because donating money to Gaza and the people there is actually it's a rather difficult feat. A lot of the aid being sent over is being blocked, right? It's tough to send money there, or food, or shelter, right? And by the way, I am not saying that she's lying at all. Like, I genuinely am not saying that. I'm not comfortable making a claim like that. I just would appreciate if, and this goes for everyone to be fair, if you're thinking of donating to Gaza and making a public statement about it, I definitely would name the charity, because there are charities that, you know, that do good things in an efficient way that actually does work. I think one of the best methods is to, that there are GoFundMes for certain people who are in Gaza at the minute, that the money is saved up for when the situation hopefully ends, that they can sort of cash into, if that makes sense. You know, to hopefully help them in rebuilding their lives after the destruction going on over there. Tell you what, there's a lot of people in these comments who are demanding receipts of her donating. So it's very obvious that some people just straight up don't believe her. There's also people making the claim that you shouldn't be helping these children or helping people in Gaza when you can't even take care of your own family. You don't even have the money to help your own family. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with people who don't have a lot of money still donating to charity. I think that's actually quite a noble thing to do. But, you know, it's not as though I don't understand people thinking that she should probably prioritize her own family first. Okay, now, before we move into the family drama that has been made uncomfortably public by this TikTok family, let's look at one more food video. And I think this is quite an important one, because in my last video on the Donut Mum, we looked at what I think to be one of the worst shepherd's pies I think has ever been made in the history of shepherd's pie. Which, how old is shepherd's pie? Probably as old as time, to be honest. Like, when God made man, the same day he made shepherd's pie. So for the Donut Mum to fuck it up that badly, it really is an amazing feat. Let's see how Stephanie's compares.
So it's now going on 6 months that we've been living in this motel room, and that's 6 months that I haven't tried to make a shepherd's pie in here, so let's give it a try tonight.
I'll be real, yeah, this slow motion shot of the tatties falling into the water is fucking cinematic. It's a very creative sort of filmmaking choice, and I appreciate it heavily, I'll be real.
Honestly, I didn't go about the process too different. I did it pretty much the same as if I had an oven. Pause, because I'm gonna catch up and make sure I keep these dishes caught up in between cooking. Into this beat up pan, I add an onion, I add some water to that onion to just kind of make it a little bit softer before I add the ground beef. Well, actually, my little mini me added the ground beef, but that's beside the point.
Ground beef, it's not that's cottage pie, right? You keep cows in the cottage. Shepherds have sheep. Shepherd's pie is lamb. Why do Americans always fucking get this wrong? That's not me talking about you. You're probably cool. You probably know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you know what a shepherd's pie is, Jessica. I'm not judging you. I guess just, why do American mothers in TikTok family channels always get the shepherd cottage thing wrong? It really isn't fucking rocket science.
Going into this, there was one thing I knew I was going to do different. I was going to add a little more cheese to the mashed potato process because I knew I wasn't going to be able to add as much to the top of this whole shepherd's pie ordeal, because the lid was probably just gonna, you know, it was just a whole thing. It was a thought process. So I added butter, seasoning, milk, and then cheese to the mashed potatoes. I went a little bit heavy on the seasonings, I'm not gonna lie. I just felt like with the corn and the ground beef, it was gonna need some extra seasoning. I added 2 cans of corn. See, I'm the type of person that likes veggies, so I would...
See, actual corn in the beef is a lot better than the Donut Mum just putting like a fucking avalanche of corn over a layer of beef. That was disgusting. But I'm not gonna fucking critique this shepherd's pie. I don't think it's great, but it's not bad either. It's well seasoned, I'll give her that, like. I just think corn is such like a meh choice if it's the only vegetable you're gonna put in it. The onions were good, I suppose. It didn't seem to be a lot of it, but maybe they were just big chunks.
Celery and maybe even possibly like zucchini or something in my shepherd's pie. But I just don't think the rest of my family is gonna like that. So I didn't think that I could add the mashed potatoes to what was in this pan already. So I kind of separated it into another pan. Span? What the frick? Let me save us some time to speed this process up. This part's self-explanatory. I'm spreading the mashed potatoes on top, okay? I'm making sure it's even on both pans. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I haven't been shredding cheese since we got in this motel, and that's a downfall for me because...
Yo, she said she had to put more cheese in the mashed tatties because she couldn't put as much on the top in the motel room. If this is what she puts on top when it's not as much, then what the fuck does she do regularly? That's so much cheese!
Shredded cheese, fresh, whatever the freak. I'm tongue-tied tonight. It's like midnight 30. I'm tired, okay? I'm not gonna keep redoing this. I grabbed what shredded cheese I had on hand and spread that between the two pans, and don't judge me for the lid I used for the smaller pan. I'll admit it could look better, but it tasted delicious. It was actually pretty freaking good. Almost as good as the oven, but not quite the same. Yeah, that's where my voice is tapping out for the night. I'm gonna try to do a little self-care before I hit the hay for the night and hope...
Look, I'm not gonna be a fucking arsehole. You're a single mother of 5 children in a fucking motel room without even... You don't even have an oven. So, like, this is pretty fucking good, all things considered. It's good, you know, I always start... I like starting videos with the good news and then going into the bad news, because I think it's a good thing to end in a dark place. I'm gonna read this tweet out and you can tell me what's wrong with it, right? This era of not having a vehicle big and... First of all, verified, resilient Jen. You're really cool, Stephanie. Fucking verified on Twitter. This era of not having a vehicle big enough to take the whole family around in just needs to pass. And for whatever reason, it's never me that gets to leave. He acts like going to the store is such a chore. Meanwhile, it'd be a freaking vacation for me. And I shouldn't be so ashamed for admitting that I need mum breaks too. I seriously do not get any. Maybe you should have thought of that before you had a 5th fucking child on purpose, despite not even having the resources to take care of 4. Maybe Drew should have got a fucking job before you had a 5th child. But anyway, right? I'm sure you guys can tell what's wrong with this tweet. It's fine having issues with your husband. If anything, I completely understand why she would have an issue with Drew if Drew is doing what is being said in this tweet. And I say if as though it's not fucking true. We know who fucking Drew is at this point. This is definitely true. He's a bum. But then, at the same time, you vent your frustrations about your husband when they're this dire to, I don't know, a family member or a close friend, maybe. Even your fucking Instagram close friend story would have been a better choice than going on Twitter or any form of social media when you know there are millions of people looking at you, looking at your family, and just fucking complaining about your husband being a bum. It's like, why are you telling us this? We know he sucks. Go sort it out with him. The fuck do you actually, like, genuinely, what do you want us to do? Are you just venting? Does it just feel good to get it off your chest? Because if so, I don't think your use of social media on a platform as public as yours in front of so many people is healthy. Like, imagine if I had like a grievance with my girlfriend, just fucking went on YouTube and at the end of my videos went, by the way, my girlfriend fucking pissed me off today. I had some fried chicken in the fridge that I was saving for when the pain subsided from my wisdom teeth removal, and guess what? When I went to that fucking fridge and I was so excited to eat my chicken that I'd been saving for the past day, she had ate all of the chicken. You know what? I'm a fucking hypocrite because I have just done what the resilient Jenkins have done and aired out grievances with my girlfriend on my public platform. Because yes, that is a thing that actually happened, and I wasn't angry, but I was genuinely sad that my chicken was gone. But she's cool though, because she actually went out and bought me more chicken, which was really, really kind of her. I didn't ask her to do that, by the way. I called her up and I was like, oh, do you know where the chicken was? I was looking forward to eating it, and then she immediately felt bad, like, oh, I thought it was just like leftovers that you didn't really care about, sort of thing. I think she heard in my voice that I was saddened by the loss of my chicken. So when she came to mind, she had like a wee bag of fried chicken, and it was a beautiful moment, honestly. Anyway, this actually wasn't meant to rage bait or make Drew look bad at all. It was more like any other mama who doesn't get to go out much or take mum breaks. But if your goal wasn't to make Drew look bad, then why did you make Drew look bad? It's like if I went out and shot someone in the head and said, hey, the goal wasn't it to kill you, it was just to, you know, express my annoyance at the world. And I more meant Drew doesn't necessarily enjoy grocery shopping, where I'm kind of an oldies mum about it, and I like to take my time and make grocery shopping last hours. So you like to go grocery shopping, and Drew does not like to go grocery shopping, and you wish that you were doing the grocery shopping. I feel as though there's quite an easy solution to this problem personally, but maybe that's just me. Maybe, I bet her saying that she takes hours to go grocery shopping is probably just like she takes a little bit longer than Drew, and Drew doesn't want to be left at home taking care of the children on his ones. Especially if she actually is gone for hours, there's no way Drew wants to fucking be around the kids for that long. He's just not responsible enough. I know that sounds like really judgmental, by the way, but if you see my other videos on this family, then you'll know I'm not fucking exaggerating. I think it would just be best, honestly, if they both got jobs at this point. I know that Stephanie has like this whole TikTok thing going on, and it definitely does make some amount of money, but it would make a lot more sense if the money being made on TikTok was like a side income or some form of passive income whilst you worked a proper job as well. And I understand that's easier said than done. It'll take a lot of time, a lot of commitment, but you have 5 children, love. You do sort of sacrifice any semblance of free time when you have that many children in the financial situation that you're in. And the sympathy sort of wanes a little bit when I know that you had all these children consciously and specifically for TikTok fame. I just don't feel as bad for you as I do many other single moms when you complain about not getting your alone time. Here's a new Facebook post that she put out as well. By the way, 5 minutes ago, the fucking Reddit is like obsessed with these people. It's mad. How are you getting notifications for the Resilient Jenkins to a point where 5 minutes ago, before even one comment, you're screenshotting it and putting it on fucking Reddit? Like, they're not getting paid to cover the Resilient. At least if I did this, I'd have some sort of excuse. Like, I make videos on them. It's kind of my job. But these people are just doing it for fun, and that's really strange. I guess everyone has their hobbies. Do what you want. Anyway, please, Lord, just give me answers and a way out. And no matter how honestly, if you were fucking blind, you could probably read this because it's just how big the text is. Again, whoever screenshotted this, there's a lot of issues, I think, in terms of time, management, prioritization, and also probably eyesight. Please, Lord, just give me answers and a way out. This is one thing also that I really don't like about this family, is that they never have the mindset of, we need to work harder, we need to do X and Y to make our situation better. It's always, I am waiting for my situation to be fixed by some external source like God. I'm just gonna sit here, mold, make my videos, and wait for the situation to just magically get better, for something to come to me that fixes everything. I'm sorry, but that's just not how life works. And I'm not talking about just in a situation where you're a family of 7 in a 1-bedroom apartment. I mean for everyone. Life isn't gonna solve itself out. People aren't just gonna give you a fucking way out. You need to graft for it a wee bit at least. You can definitely get lucky for sure, but in order to find that luck, most of the time, you need to fucking put some work in. Especially Drew, by the way. Like, you need to get your fucking elbows into it, pal. Also, I want to make it clear now, for those who don't remember, that Stephanie's mum has offered on multiple occasions to just take the whole family. They can live with Stephanie's mum at any point if they want to, but because of Stephanie's stubbornness and history with her mum, she just doesn't want to do it or take her up on the offer, which I am not holding as against her as many other people do. As outsiders, we have no idea what their relationship is like or what possibly could have happened. Maybe Stephanie's mum genuinely is a huge arsehole that Stephanie has a right to think shouldn't be around her children. It is hard to believe. It would be a rather convenient excuse for denying the offer so many times, especially when they're this desperate. But I find it difficult to judge when we really are that much of an outsider to the situation. Is Stephanie reposting stuff about like toxic relationships and that? Again, what do you mean you don't mean to make Drew look bad and then you repost stuff like this? So you know when you see if your pal has a boyfriend or something, and then that boyfriend is just reposting or liking reels on Instagram, for example, that are like, oh, when I fucking hate my girlfriend, and it's like liked by Jimmy, and you're like, ooh, I already had a fishy feeling about Jimmy, but now that he's liking posts like this about my pal, it's like it makes her out to look a bit of a mug. Like, if your boyfriend's publicly liking shit like that, you know, and there's mutuals or whatever, people are gonna see that. It doesn't make it's not nice in my opinion. That being said, Drew probably fucking deserves it, but at the same time, it's like, do you like Drew or not? Do you want to make him look bad or not? And once again, venting to hundreds of thousands of people about the bloke is not going to fix anything. It's on you to actually do shit. And I'm not even recommending fucking leaving him at this point. You just need to force him to do something productive, because if you're a single mother in a household of that many people, it's going to be even harder for you. Unless he's like really bringing in no money, in which case yeah, he can fuck off, quite frankly. Like, if this grown-ass man who's supposed to be a responsible adult, who has a history of having children and then fucking off and being a horrible partner, is just stuck in your room, sort of mooching off of you, not actually providing anything, then he's scum. This is Drew's real account, by the way. I cannot fucking believe this, fam. Going to post today, but it looks like I'm finding somewhere to go instead. And then like a smirking emoji. That's the face I make when I get kicked out of my house of 6 family members. Bro, why have you made a post? This looks like a fucking old Smart Schoolboy 9 post, Drew. Like, what fucking dad does this? What human being does this when they're kicked out of their fucking home for being a horrible piece of shit husband and father? Oh, I've just been kicked out, rightfully so, by the way. Let me make a post to thousands of people in fucking Comic Sans with a smirking emoji and highlight the words post today in pink. There's just so many things wrong with this. Like, what is this account? Resilient Mad Dad Jenkins version 2. You are not a transformer. You're a fucking scrub. Also known as a bus stop. Did I say bus stop? My bad. Maybe keep that in, it's quite funny, but I need to clarify, I don't actually think it's bus stop. Also, no, I don't know what to do now, because that is actually really funny. I know it's Buster. I know it's Buster. I seriously don't know why I said Buster. I don't know where I'm tired right now. I'm late and it's tired. But anyway, let's have a look at what other pieces of art Resilient Mad Dad Jenkins version 2 has to offer. Okay, this is fucking ridiculous. I'm not gonna watch any more of this, man. It's just so pathetic. It's so bad, man. I mean, are you trying to be the most unlikable arsehole of all the kingdom? You know how villages have got it, like, oh, there's the village idiot. You know what I mean? Drew is like fucking American idiot. And I don't mean like the Green Day version. I mean he is the village idiot of America. The only thing green about his day is all the fucking marijuana that he's smoking. Bum. And then look, this is Stephanie saying that Drew apparently blocked her number. And now, but this here makes me think that it's all just fucking rage bait. Like, it's all just a money grab. Because why the fuck would you comment something like that on their fucking TikTok? Like, if you really want to confront him for blocking your number, surely you would write, hey Drew, you blocked my number. Not, he blocked my number, like it's a fucking soap opera, or you're talking to us. I don't know whether or not, I hope it is real. I hope it's real, because Drew fucking doesn't deserve, like, he needs to fuck off. He needs to get a job or fuck off. Because if he's not doing anything, he's just another mouth to feed in an ever-growingly difficult situation for Stephanie. But in that way, maybe they're fucking perfect for each other, because they're both irresponsible assholes. And I guess even if he's not making money, it's good to have someone else to help with the 5 fucking children, keeping the 5 fucking bedworms, or beds warm, rather. I don't know what's going on today. I keep speaking out of whack. Bedworms. Fuck me. I really am weird today, ain't I? I've probably made like 10 of them mistakes so far without even noticing. Someone commented they give it 2 days, basically calling the whole thing a publicity stunt, to which Resilient Jenkins responds with, you think I don't want our family to actually work out? I'm an ideal situation. Oh, in an ideal, because she's definitely not an ideal situation. I'm guessing that's meant to say in an ideal situation. See, look, I fuck up, she fucks up, everyone fucks up. You know, we're similar people at the end of the day. Definitely should not say that. Sorry. In an ideal situation, Drew would be open to healing together, but he's not about it at all. As of right now, he's just coldly playing victim, talking about how I kicked him out. Look, I really don't mean to defend him in any way. This isn't even a defense. It's more of a, like, how could you not have seen this coming type thing. You have been reposting shit about toxic relationships, how you're in a narcissistic relationship. You've been complaining about him to millions of people, talking about how he's a fucking horrible father, how he doesn't do things properly, how he makes your life actively worse and more difficult. He leaves, and now you're like, what? What the? How in the world could he leave? What did I do? Or did he leave, or did you kick him out? I truly don't know. So look, he's talking about how I kicked him out. So did you kick him out? Have they just not got the fucking story straight? Did they just go, all right, Drew, you fuck off, and then we'll think of what the story is later. We'll figure it out. We'll make people come up with their own stories and then go with the most popular one. I feel like as women, maybe we don't know just how trapped we are until we want to leave. If Drew was the one that left, left, how were you trapped? The only ones who are truly trapped here are the fucking children who are being forced to live in this stanky-ass motel room for one person. There's 5 kids there, man. They're not getting the right, you know, hygiene. They're not getting the right as much as resilient, as much as Stephanie does cook, it's not possible to have it's just not possible. There's no way they're getting everything they need. They're surviving. They're not living. And even then, like, fucking barely. Like, there's no way they go to school. Do they go to school? I'm not even sure if they go, but if they do go to school, there's no way they go to school smelling good and being happy and conversing normally with other people who know that they have this whole fucking TikTok thing going on. And for Stephanie to just constantly go on Threads or Instagram or Twitter, wherever she's fucking on, and just play the victim card every single day is ridiculous in my opinion. And I feel like that when she says, I feel like as women, she is trying to rally a lot of women to just mindlessly join her side. Like, yeah, you know, I'm one of you guys. I'm like every other woman who's watching me and listening to me and has a problem with me. We're all on the same team here, guys. It's like, no, this is not a typical situation that good women find themselves in. This is a situation that fucking arseholes find themselves in. And again, with the public complaints about your husband, or I'm not even, they're not married, but I say husband because that's how they present it. It's like, yeah, this probably is all just for show. Like, this is ridiculous. There's just like no way they're actually this theatrical or dramatic. And they will do anything for views. Like, she's done shit like this before. She has. They pretended to break up before. They've pretended so many things have happened for views before. They had a whole fucking 5 children for TikTok views. I wouldn't put it past them to fake a breakup at this point in time, and him to act like a big bum smoking weed. It's probably just rage bait. As boring as that is to say, like every other fucking topic on the internet is probably just rage bait. Oh my god. So that is a video from before Drew left or she kicked him out, whatever the fuck happened, right? She is trying to paint the narrative that if she just asks her audience or tells her audience, guys, what, Drew's in the other room, but just between us, between me and all 1 million of you guys, I fucking hate my husband and I want to leave as soon as possible. So you guys, I know you guys also want me to leave him. So here's the deal, right? Just watch my videos constantly, keep supporting me, give me money, right? And then I'll do what you want. I'll leave him, right? But you need to support me constantly, right? For that to work, yeah? And then use the excuse of, oh, it's okay. God, he doesn't watch my videos, so he won't know that I want to fucking leave his ass. It's like, do you actually expect people to believe this? There's no way you think it'll work. There's no way you actually believe that this is an appropriate thing to do or an efficient thing to do in any way, shape, or form. This just must be what their plan is, I guess, because it's been a while. They went viral like October of last year or something crazy like that. So subs must be going down, engagement must be going down, because you can't stay relevant for that long. Having 5 children and being in a fucking horrible situation only is entertaining to a very select few strange people for a certain amount of time. It gets boring quickly, right? That's why you had to fucking... It's almost a blessing you got kicked out of the 1-bedroom apartment, because it helped get the engagement up. Maybe that's why you fucking did it, and there's something that we don't know about it. So it only makes sense. Oh fuck, something's down. We need to do something crazy. Let's just break up, do what they've always wanted. If my views start going down, I reckon I'll like kill my cat or something on camera. I'll do it on camera, and that would get like fucking news articles. Like people would actually... I'd become famous if I did that. I'd probably be one of the most famous people on YouTube, especially, well, for that day at least. I've come up with a fucking... That is a great plan, actually. You guys better keep watching my videos, because if you don't, you know what's fucking... I'm gonna get him, actually, so you can see whose life is at stake here. Prince, your life is in danger. It's in the hands of all the people watching this video right now. Look at them. Look at them in the eyes. They want to see you. They want to see you, Prince. They want to see the person or the cat whose life is at stake here. I don't think he's very happy at the minute I woke him up. Come on, get in focus, man. There you go. There we go. We're focused in now. Prince, come on. Give him some eye contact. It's important socially. He's exhausted. I'm sorry for waking you, pal. I'm sorry for waking you. You see the love that I'm giving him? This will be all gone in a matter of hours if you don't keep watching the Dankyjabo YouTube channel. Thank you, the Resilient Jenkins have given me a fucking great marketing ploy. I'll give him that for sure. His fur's starting to grow, by the way. He's got like some furry patches every now. He really is exhausted, isn't he? I'm gonna put him back to bed. I'll put him back to bed. Sorry about this, Prince, mate. Sorry about that. Been sending him links like this for weeks, but he thinks I'm the only one who needs to work on anything. Fuck right off, man. This is it, unless this is an ad read, and even then, that'd be like the weirdest ad read ever. I'll be honest, yeah, there's no way an app like this is free. You definitely need to pay for like the benefits of it or whatever, and you don't have the fucking money to do such a thing. So I don't even think that it's a good idea to begin with. Just like the date the initial ad was posted, this whole fucking situation is a huge joke. This did not happen. I'm calling it. It did not happen. No one would react this way to their fucking husband having a problem with a fucking relationship dating thing. This is what you do when you're trying to engagement farm off of a situation that you know people will engagement farm to, because you know people fucking hate your husband for good reason. Instead of fighting it, you're now just playing into it. I'm not gonna read this whole fucking thing, but it's basically her sort of getting ready for the "we got back together" post, but how they used to just be so in love and how the family was so great, and now all of a sudden, from some undescribable circumstances, who knows what happened, they're not like that anymore. Maybe it's the 2 extra children that you had when you were already unable to take care of the amount that you did have. Having children, it's not like a game of fucking bingo. You don't just put something in something else and then a child comes out and, oh, this is incredible. You put, oh my, I put this in there and a fucking human being comes out. It's magic. Let's do it again. It's insane. We shag, a human being comes out, and then we get more views on TikTok. It's like the endless fucking view machine. Why haven't more people done this? It's like the biggest life hack in all the universe. Now you're probably fucking figuring out why people don't do it. It's one thing buying like a hamster for views or something, some uniqueness on YouTube, but having 5 children, it's a whole nother can of worms. Or can of children in this case, I guess. A can of worms would actually probably be manageable.
I don't mind. I expect it to be any different for me. I mean, like, y'all said it, like, that's how it went down with his exes, right? Just cold-hearted, like, out the picture, like, the kids don't matter. No, because I thought, like, he actually fucking loved us, you know? Thought I was different. What the fuck? It was gonna make me feel bad that I love people with my entire being, okay? No one's gonna make me feel bad about that. It'll make me feel stupid that I didn't push for this pain any fucking sooner. I hate ugly crying online. Have fun with this. All of my ugliness for y'all loving fucking haters.
I don't mean to be a dick here, but that's not really ugly crying. You look the exact same as you usually do. And I'm not even calling you, I'm just saying, like, you don't, it's when you're quite a good crier, all things considered. There is also the possibility that those tears aren't real and that she's just saying that she's an ugly crier and she apologizes for ugly crying because she wants to convince you that she is actually genuinely crying. What she hasn't told you is that this video was actually filmed at the same time as the shepherd's pie one. She cut the onions up for the shepherd's pie, started tearing up a little bit and thought, oh, this is the perfect opportunity to make my breakup video. Sort of turned around, set the camera up, started crying a bit, turned it off, and then went back to making the fucking shepherd's pie. Or cottage pie, sorry, I don't mean to, let's use the correct nomenclature here.
I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what's next. I know my car is like nearly $2 grand behind that I gotta catch up on. I'm already paid up to Friday for this motel room, but that doesn't necessarily keep me here, if that makes sense. But I'm probably gonna end up just having to completely start fresh because I ain't even gonna try to go into a storage unit and get all the stuff that's in the storage. And let's be honest, most of the stuff that was at the apartment wasn't in the best condition anyway, so a fresh start was kind of gonna be needed anyways. Oh man, bro. I'm sorry if I'm just rambling. This is a lot on my head.
Yeah, I guess some things never change. She's still just going on live and talking about how shit her life is so that people donate to her. Completely ignoring that a lot of the reason why she's in this situation is completely self-inflicted. That being said, you can't help but still feel a little bad for someone in this situation. Like, as much as I say that my sympathies wane a bit and that I don't feel as bad for her as I would, you know, another single mother, for example, who doesn't have as much control over their situation, that doesn't mean I don't feel bad at all. Like, you know, I'm still a human being. You still feel a little twinge of like, oh, this is horrific. Like, it's a very unfortunate situation. You feel a lot worse for the kids, obviously, but you still feel a wee bit bad for Stephanie. For some reason, I don't feel bad at all for Drew. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's because it's very obvious that Stephanie is at the very least putting in a lot more effort in than Drew is, and because Stephanie is still fucking up so much and making so many mistakes and being such an arsehole, but still putting in so much more effort than Drew, it's like, well, what the fuck does that make Drew then?
I'm not even reading these comments, I'm not gonna lie. I do appreciate the engagement and trying to... I'm just... At any point, like, Drew's gonna get back and I'm just gonna end this live because that'll be that.
That sounds like a healthy way of handling the relationship. I'm just gonna go live until Drew gets home and fucking screams at me, whilst your baby is literally in the background having a crying fit. I like her lighting though, it's atmosphere. It's like my lighting, but the other way around. Like the rim light is from the bottom instead. You know what? For the spirit of this video, I'm gonna change my rim light to red, and also to prove that I'm not AI. You need to stop with the AI comments, by the way, because the fucking AI comments, like every time there's a top comment about me being AI, it is genuinely alienating people who join this channel, who want to subscribe, who might enjoy the content, because they check the comments, see that I'm AI, supposedly, and then genuinely believe, oh my god, I can't believe I've been watching an AI creator this whole time. Oh, this is like horrible. I can't support this guy. Let me fucking leave and never come back. So as funny as it is, I don't know what to do. It's I'm stuck in the mud here. It's a tough situation for me. Maybe just, you know, at the very least, let's tone it down a wee bit, you know, let's think of some more original jokes. It's tough though, because I do actually find it really fun. Anyway, who's ready for a true crime lighting setup? Give me a second, it's loading. LS600X, that is the one that we are using. Here we go, Amaras 300, we're gonna turn it to red. Oh, look at that. All right, it's a bit too red, I think. I don't know, man. I don't know if this actually suits me, because I'm wearing green. So the red actually looks like, it looks shit. Yeah, this looks fucking horrific. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna go back to orange. Or what goes well with green? You know, we're taking a wee detour. What goes well with green? And we'll just pick that. I'm not an artist, sorry. All the fucking artists. There's gonna be so many people probably drawing with the color green as they watch this and like finding colors that suit it, screaming at the fucking screen right now. I'm sorry for not being as cultured as you. I need to Google. Okay, they said blue goes well with green, so we will go blue. Look at that. Yeah, I don't mind that one as much. It is a little distracting. But I don't know if that's just because we're so used to the orange. You know what, guys? I'm sorry. I'm having second thoughts. We're going back to the fucking orange. Here we go. This is where I'm comfortable.
Oh, but you guys ended up just getting right back together, so this was just rage bait at its finest. Or perhaps it's 24 hours we should have stayed off the fucking internet. You feel me?
Why do you say that with so much vitriol and conviction, as though it wasn't you who was putting it on the fucking internet? You say that as though it was thrown out there by paparazzi or something. If people against your will were forcefully, like, shoving a phone down your gob and putting everything on the internet, then this sort of reaction where it's like, this should not have been on the fucking internet, would make total sense. But when you were the one constantly posting, reposting stuff on Facebook and TikTok about how abusive he was, telling your audience, hey, support me so I can leave this arsehole, you cannot have a reaction like this.
That Drew and I should have handled our shit without getting the fuck online. And I'm gonna fully admit that started with me. But maybe it's because I felt like it was what I needed to do to catch the man's attention. And him and I have been arguing and dealing with some shit pretty intensely for the past month. And I'm not gonna lie, that fucking like side chick account had me in my goddamn head, because I'm like, why is this shit talking about stuff you would literally have a conversation with me about? And I'm sitting there telling him, like, why are you not concerned? Because the shit is so trolly. Like, they're gonna sit there and be like, it's this song you recommended. You listen to that song all the time. They sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to go to my hotspots, my designated hotspots, and this and this. This is conversation that Drew and I have. Like, it's like having a conversation with him. So
this is fucking boring, this. We're moving on to the next one, man. We've got fucking another one. Why is there so many of these, fam? Oh, they're back together. Brilliant. Okay, cool. Who could have seen that coming? What a bamboozling bloody twist this is. Call it that one bit of, like, do you have Twisters in America? That one ice lolly ice cream thing? These things are Twisters. These were like Gold Dust as children. Do you have this in America? It's like one of them candies. I can't believe I said candy. It's one of them sweets that you eat as a child and then you revisit as an adult and go like, oh, this is fucking horrific. Navigating our food without food benefits. So apparently they were lying about not having food benefits, and there's proof of this. Yeah, on the receipt there, you can clearly see there was some help given to them. Just a fucking really weird thing to lie about. Do you think that makes it more marketable? Here's Nails by Arlita, who, if you're familiar with the situation or watch my other videos on the topic, you definitely know the name of, saying, he's most likely not there anymore. Safeway gets paid weekly. I only receive one payment, obviously referring to the child support that Drew owes her because of the child that he had with her and then fucked off, which he's done plenty of times, actually, by now. And he hasn't paid any of the child support payments that he should have done, which is also probably why he doesn't have a job, because if he gets a job, then he will be forced to pay a portion of his payments to the children and mothers who he has basically ditched. And he doesn't want to do that because he sucks dick. But hey, at least her cats are doing okay. My cat won't if my engagement goes down in any way, shape, or form. This was Milo, who, if you don't remember, in the last video we talked about, ran away from the resilient Jenkins, or got kicked out. I can't quite remember, but there was some speculation about how the cats were being treated very badly. It's not even speculation. They were being treated fucking horribly. And Milo ended up in someone else's front garden with no hair. He had none of his hair, and he was stick thin as well. Now, there's nothing wrong with a cat having no hair, I would know. But when they're supposed to have hair and they don't have hair, then it's a real problem. Especially when, you know what? We're not going to get in. If you want to know about that, watch my other video. But it was not good. But look at them. They're chunkier now. They look a lot healthier. And if there's any good news to come out of this video, it's that. Milo is doing well. And that is lovely. It does go to show, though, like, look at how much healthier and happier the cat is when it isn't in the household of Stephanie.
first of all, let me say I love my mom, and I'm always going to have respect for everything she did as a single parent. She did the best she could for what she had, especially with her mental state. And I don't fault anybody for having mental illness at all. But like I mentioned, my mom's the type of person who lacks accountability for her actions. And when called out, generally her response is no different than, I'm only human.
Guess it runs in the fucking family then, doesn't it? Like, we're not watching this whole 4-minute video. Long story short, she tried to reconcile with her mum and it didn't work. Who knows if it's true? Frankly, it doesn't really change anything at all. I feel as though when you're this desperate, me personally, if I had a problem with my mother, I would, you know, toss it to one side to help for the sake of my children, you know? Not even for me. When you have 5 children, you're not really the important one here. But then again, like, who really knows how real her mum is being when she says that she'd be okay with taking everyone into her house? That could just be sort of greasing us up online to make herself seem like a better person than she actually is. Once again, we really don't know, so I don't want to say anything definitive. Because if there's one thing people with shit mums know, it's that shit mums make incredible actors. They can be fucking horrible to you, but as soon as you have a pal come over, mate, they are the sweetest, and then your pal's all like, what, why do you complain about your mum all the time? They're fucking unreal. And you're sat there just fucking seething. I don't have mummy issues, by the way. I quite like, but she's cool. She's watching this video as well, so how you doing, mama? I promise I won't talk. You are cool. You're very overwhelming, but you're cool. I never thought that way about you. And I'm excited to see you next week. Knowing her, you'll probably end up seeing her when I go down to London in a few days.
Get ready to see Stephanie Jenkins with that blue shirt on crashing out, because look what I just seen. And I just know somehow that she's going to turn this on us. Hey Drew, Sarah's pregnant, by the way. Is this going to be your 7th or 8th child? Whenever Stephanie's views go down, her rage baiting goes up. But in this case, I'm almost positive that that's probably true.
So now there's a claim being made that Drew has had a fling with someone and now they're pregnant, and we're being told that it probably is true. Like, what do you mean? How do you know that it's probably true? Are you just saying that because of a fucking TikTok comment?
And now being tossed around in a motel room. No privacy, no space, none of their belongings. And the reason why I really do think that this is true is because of Stephanie Jenkins posting all these like crazy like things regarding Drew. Yeah, I think this is true, and especially with the side chick. I don't know if this is the side chick though, because if you guys don't remember the drama before where...
I think you're horrifically gullible. There's no way that's true. Not a fucking chance. The whole breakup thing was performance. It was makeup. They were doing like an IRL fan fiction to get the engagement up. There's no way that Drew would be so dumb to actually have a fling with someone and get him fucking pregnant. I would hope that Drew has learned to wrap up by this point, by the way, even if he was fucking flinging with people. Drew got a woman named Clara pregnant. She's 4 months along. 4 months? What the fuck? All those late nights of gig work was actually Drew hanging someone else. Or banging someone else. I've not got my specs on. My bad. I thought it said he was hanging someone else. That would have been fucking horrible. Look at those emojis. Like, oh, me when my horrible bum of a husband leaves the household and cheats on me immediately in my family of fucking 7. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm not, probably not the best thing in the world. I'm not exactly a fan of that. Like, those are not the right emoji. Probably just don't use any emojis for a situation as supposedly serious as that one. It's like if I went on Instagram and I was like, put a story up being like, look, guys, sorry, I need to take a few days off YouTube because my auntie, she's on the ropes, you know, she has cancer, and then put like a couple monkey emojis afterwards. And I mean, like, every variation of the monkey emoji goes right after that fucking statement. Or, no, I'll put the fucking stupid upside down smiley face one.
First of all, ew. Second of all, ew.
So are we really gonna just take this random person's TikTok comments as Bible? No, we're not gonna do that. That is not what the Dankyjabo channel is about. And anyone who's been watching me for any amount of time, this is like classic misinformation on the internet. Not a fucking chance it's real. I just don't buy it. Like,
I get where a lot of people come.
8 minutes long. What are you posting an 8-minute long video for? What do you have to say? What do you have to say? It has over 250,000 views. That's like a fucking Dankyjabo video. If this video doesn't get as many views as this fucking 8-minute video of her talking some bullshit, then Prince dies. Remember, that is still on the table.
Because I get it. I do. But to me, and this is just me personally, that just felt like the cowardly approach. Because I had like 1 of 3 options. This is really truly where I'm at. Struggling mentally, being postpartum, and like y'all know,
she's fucking boring, isn't she? There's no wonder she had to have 5 children for people to be fucking interested in her. She's got fuck all camera presence. She is literally famous for being a horrible piece of shit person with a horrible piece of shit husband. They're like Tweedledum and Tweedledee if they never meant well and wanted to fucking manipulate everybody into following their TikTok account by any means necessary. Let's be real here, she's not popular because of her great personality or her fucking incredible comedy. She's popular for being a horrible mom in a shit situation that she has put herself in.
That stays with a man that they know is doing stuff behind their back and just is just disconnected, period. Why do you automatically assume that that means the woman is just like dismissive of everything and completely okay with it? And she's just like, oh, I'm okay with being treated like that.
I'm not watching these fucking videos. She keeps on going on like this. It's like, how do you expect me to actually sit here and take her seriously? It's still just a bunch of bollocks. Like, these deliberately vague statements being made so that people can pull whatever interpretation they have, sort of playing up to the pregnancy rumors that, you know what, I wouldn't even be surprised if she started them on like an alt account or something. And then not denying it, but not confirming it either, and being like vague and be like, she's, you know, doing things behind my back. Do you think that I don't care about that? It's not real. Nothing you say or do is real. Apart from you have 5 children and you're in a horrible situation. That bit's real. The bit that shouldn't be real is real. I'm not allowing anything. I'm trying to go about this the least traumatic way for the kids possible. A quick split and don't speak to each other is not it. That's a very hard adjustment on the kids. Yeah, but sometimes it's the only option. Like, I guess it's one thing but to be fair, if you just don't get along anymore, but they're perfectly fine with the children, you don't really want to just split and they never see them again. If you're splitting for a reason that is so bad that ideally in your world the kids will never see the dad again, then that reason is big enough for an immediate split. You don't want to fucking, like an alcoholic trying to get off alcohol sort of thing, sort of not cold turkey, wane your way out of it slowly. If the fucking dad is being a complete deplorable piece of shit, then yes, as hard as it will be on the children, because it will be hard, it is best for everyone for them to fuck off immediately and permanently. I don't even know why I'm talking about this, like suspending disbelief as though any of this is real in any way, shape, or form.
Here's a photo of Bella's bald spot. Look how much hair she has lost since being in the shelter.
That is insane, especially if it's like hair gone from stress or whatever at that age. I don't know if it is though. Maybe she just went a little bit fucking mental with a razor. Who knows, right? I don't want to make that assertion here so vehemently, so baselessly, right? But if that is true and that is the reason, then fuck me. That is like, I've never even heard of anything like that. I've known kids with no running water who have a full head of hair. So for that to be happening, it's like, oh shit, what is going on there, man? Honestly though, I think that's about it for this video. I think we've covered pretty much, well, most of the things that I wanted to talk about since my last video on these people. Maybe we'll do more if you're interested. We can keep talking about them because there are just new things happening with this family constantly. Before we end though, I do want to give a shout out to Eden, who messaged me on Instagram telling me, because obviously I mentioned a couple times that I'm heading to Florida in November this year, and they messaged me because they work at Universal in Orlando and they wanted me, they offered me like free tickets, and of course I took them up on it. So I just want to mention them by name. Eden, you're a fucking legend. Thank you so much for that. And also a big shout out to everyone who's warning me not to go to Florida because they don't like people of my kind, to put it that way, at the minute in America, especially somewhere like fucking Florida. But look, guys, there's no need to worry about that because if Customs does anything or tries anything, they will feel the wrath of my devastating roundhouse kick, and nothing can get past me. No one is getting in between me and Nintendo Land in Epic Universe in Universal Orlando. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video. So as always, hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, because if you don't, once again, just a reminder, you know what happens to the wee cat. Right, I can hear him biting something actually, so he's probably not sleeping. I'm gonna bring him back just to threaten him again. Hi, French. Do you want to say bye to the audience? It might be your last goodbye ever. He's still tired. Prince says bye. He really doesn't want to die. So, and his life is in your hands. He says, please, please help me, guys. Please subscribe to the Dankyjabo YouTube channel. Oh, look at him, man. He's fucking exhausted. Oh my god, look at this. I love this cat, man. Oh, just look at him. Oh, guys, please, I'm so scared. Subscribe to the channel. Please, no. Oh, I'm gonna die. Please.